Well, it is Wednesday the 27th, and we're back with another Wrestling Guild presented by SLTDWrestling.com. You can find us on SLTDWrestling.com, the website, and also Sprecher Radio, Stitcher, Soundcloud, YouTube, and all social media outlets. My name is Chris Mary Holtman. With me, I have Nick Anderson. How you doing?
I'm doing, pretty good. It's summer. I'm finally here. Just charge my batteries and just chill, relax. Yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm quite satisfied. How about you?
Yeah, no, it's good over here. Actually, we're actually for people who don't know, we're kind of in two different locations. You're hanging out in old Sweden, and I'm hanging out in good old US of A.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, we are going to talk about Impact Wrestling from last week Thursday, while everybody else is talking about the World Cup of Soccer. We have more important things to talk about, right, Nick?
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about Impact from June 21st. How did you enjoy this show?
I think this show was a lot better than the previous one, and I think it's one of the best.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that. That's actually a good assessment, I feel. So we start with a recap from the past week, of course, as is standard these days, and then we have a tag team title match, ZNE versus LAX. How did you like this?
It was a nice and quite fast paced match. LAX performed well, but then Andrew and DJC, maybe a bit sloppy, and Andrew took a lot of hits. LAX went ham on him, and
yeah, well,
DJC was just standard.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously LAX are trying going a little bit more in a heel direction. So the reason is that probably why they were kind of a little more violent and stuff like that. But I felt that Z and E did a very good performance. They did very well, and it felt a little ashamed that they would lose the titles after performing. So they did some really cool combination moves.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like maybe it was they. I don't know if I felt that they deserved to lose.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's for storyline. I don't know if they're going to continue Z and E as a team here here on out, but we'll see what happens. LAX win the tag team titles back with a street sweeper, and they're very, very happy.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have maybe put it up better.
Yeah, but
match to begin with.
Yeah, but
I don't know. This one was not as fast paced as I would like.
No, but you, on the other hand, you're a big fan of LAX, right?
Okay, well, that's true.
So you're a little biased. We move over.
Okay, well, yeah.
We move over to Callis and Matthews at the command center once again. Then they talk about Slammiversary and what is going to happen in the episodes. That's not much. We talk about that. Then we have Jimmy Jacobs cutting a promo in the back. What is he talking about?
He says the monster will take the machine, and Cage will go down, and Cage is shit. And the thing is, I don't know. Cage is pretty good, so I don't know what he's talking about.
But I mean, this is what we've been talking about. The Cage needs somebody who is going to be his size, maybe not his strength, because obviously Cage looks a lot stronger than Kongo Kong, who looks a lot fatter, really. So I think this is a good challenge for Cage, because Cage has kind of been people like Cage because he's big. He's a big guy and he can do all these cool moves. But we have yet to have a reason to like Cage for his personality, for who he is. And here he's going to get a heel in Congo Kong that can, match him. I just hope that this isn't going to be like a one and done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like a one and done thing that it was with Congo Kong and Johnny Impact, where they just kind of like crushed him, and then we haven't seen Impact since then.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, I mean, I'm just hoping for a good storyline or something that we can actually like bite into. Because right now, I mean, Kong doesn't really have anything to do, and same goes for Cage. I mean, he destroys people and whatnot, but no storyline there, so that could be like potentially something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Jimmy Jacobs says that he gets what he wants. After that, we have a vignette detailing Falaba and KM's history, which you must have liked.
Mm-hmm.
And then KM comes into the ring and cuts a promo on Falaba, saying that he needs to. First of all, he says they should rename the company to KMpact. Because of him, KMpact Wrestling. Yeah, and then he says that Falaba never listens, that he's gonna give him some tough love. The Ba comes out, and what happens then?
Oh shit! Yeah, he comes out and he's like so confident. He comes out, and I knew there was something like a paper in his armpits. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, he comes out and whatnot, and then he's such a dumbass. So he looks for this paper that he put in his armpit. So he looks everywhere, and then he falls out. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, take this. It's so fresh. Yeah, just take it. It's so clean." And then KM reads that paper, and it's so bad written. Oh god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was funny because it's all a bunch of ba in it. It's like it was fun. It was good fun. Anyway, KM Falaba says that KM basically is a bully and that he's gonna have to fight a standby wrestler. And KM thinks that it's going to be Dick Justice, but it ain't. Who is it?
It's Scott Steiner, my friends.
Yes, and KM gets taken to town by Scott Steiner. Steiner wins with the Steiner recliner quite easily.
It was nice to see KM getting fudged though, man. He's always this cocky
Yeah.
guy who always kills everyone and destroys everyone. So it was pretty nice to see him getting fudged.
Yeah. I mean, his Twitter handle is 2CockyKM, so that's gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun. A fun little thing. Then we had a recap from the Slammiversary press conference, which I think we can talk a little bit more about when we talk about Zero Fear another day, because there was longer. What I took away from the press conference most of all is I liked how Austin Aries said that Impact is that place where people don't get a chance, or people who haven't gotten a chance anywhere else get to shine and make their mark. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, yeah. It was some good stuff. Like I said, this whole episode we didn't have that many matches that were dull, and we actually had like people discussing and talking and storyline furthering. That was actually interesting and good.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And then we had Eddie. How did you like Eddie was going home? How did you like this? You thought everything was scary last time. How did you like this?
Yeah. This wasn't as scary, but it was interesting. Eddie was like pissed. He's trying to find Alicia. He takes out the door. He takes out the door at home, bathroom, kitchen, whatever. I think he drank some beer as well.
Well, the thing is, if the other parts were like a horror movie, this was more like a white trash, like realism kind of movies. Like because he
Oh
comes
yeah.
home and his wife, Eddie comes home to find Alicia. And the house is locked up. She's gone. All the furniture's gone. He
Mm,
starts seeing Sammy Callahan in a mirror that he breaks, and
mm.
then he blames Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, as easy as that.
Yep. So I mean, this is cool. I mean, it gets. I like it when a wrestler gets to kind of try out their acting chops a little bit.
Mm, And I mean, this storyline is so interesting. Even though it has been going for a while,
Hmm.
I'm still interested. I'm still hungry for more. Like, I love it.
Yeah. After that, we had Sammy Callahan with an OVE promo. It says he's tired of people sticking their noses in their business, and they're going to take care of Pentagon Junior and Phantasma.
Mm.
Mm.
I mean, it was quite convincing here and there, and it was like quite scary. Like, so it was okay, but I mean, the thing is, Pentagon and Phantasma, they're not like a bunch of losers. They're really, really good, and they can crush a lot of people and
Hmm.
wrestlers. So, mm,
Yeah. Then we had Taya versus Madison Rain, with
mm,
Su Young watching from the rafters. Yeah, first Rain cuts a promo. Says it's been emotional because she wasn't going to wrestle, she wasn't going to fight anymore, and then she was given a promise that if she defeated Taya, she could challenge Su Young.
mm,
So
mm. It was. I mean, I think Madison Rain has been improving herself a lot. Like, the match was really good. I mean, come on. I mean, there was a good back and forth.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
was it was hard hitting to some extent here and there, but I mean, she actually took Valkyrie down. I mean, Taya Valkyrie didn't really have the control anymore.
No, I think the one thing that is interesting here, what people like you who haven't watched Impact for like as long as like others like I have, that Madison Rain, she belonged to a team called the Beautiful People, a trio of wrestlers, and she was probably the one that was most unpolished of all those wrestlers. Uh, and I think she's really come into her own, and she shows what she can do, and especially when she gets to face wrestlers that are as good as like Taya Valkyrie are, uh, or as good as Tessa Blanchard is. She gets to shine more. And I like that they're kind of pushing her, and of course they're giving her a win over Taya Valkyrie, and of course they're giving her a win over Tessa Blanchard, just because she they need somebody to challenge Su Young, and that person needs to look powerful. And Madison Rain is supposed to be a face, so she can't be a heel. She has to defeat heels that are maybe more powerful than she is.
Yeah.
She defeated Taya with the cross rain, and then scary stuff happens afterwards after she cuts her promo.
Yeah, like she cuts her pro. I mean, after she won the match, Taya lost. She's like, yeah, I'm so good and whatnot, and like I'm gonna like Impact promised me here and there, and I'm gonna be on for another round. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Uh,
But then when she says all this and she tells him who she is, this scary stuff goes on.
yeah. Scary, scary stuff. Um,
This is like demonic laughter.
well, after that, we go to the clubhouse. LAX is celebrating, and who shows up if not Konnan?
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, wow. He's finally back. And what's the first thing he wants to do? Yeah, it was to talk to King.
Yep. Because there's something that's not right. He doesn't seem to trust King. And everybody's a suspect, even King. So we've got something brewing between them. I have a little bit of inside info just because I've read some spoilers, which I wasn't supposed to read or I didn't mean to read, so I kind of know what kind of like the plan is going forward here. So, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're back at the command center, but nothing
Yeah.
much happens then, or?
I mean, we see this Killer do? He cuts like a promo, I guess?
Yes, Killer Cross, which is the guy who's been attacking people. He cuts a promo talking about that he wants fear in Impact. And that he's the new beginning.
Destroy the company.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool and interesting, but this guy is really pissed. It's like if Impact did something really shit to him. I don't know why he's so pissed.
No, we'll see. I think we'll develop. The question is, do you think we're going to see him wrestle right away here, or do you think it's going to be a while before we actually see him in the ring? And who would you put him against?
Khan?
But I mean, Killer Cross he's a heel. So you want to put him against a babyface.
That's really hard. I mean, Austin Aries, does that work?
Maybe, but Austin Aries is kind of in between. I would almost put him in with Johnny Impact or something like that.
Where is Johnny then?
Well, he's coming back on Slammiversary. He already said that.
Oh, okay.
We've seen that in Slammiversary promos that he's coming back.
No, but that's going to be a hard one because we don't. I mean, he's a big dude, and you need someone big. And Cage doesn't work there, and Congo doesn't work. So, it's going to be hard.
I think you want to have somebody that can represent Impact, like somebody who. I mean, before when you had like AJ Styles and you had the Cowboy James Storm, that would have worked because there were people who had been with Impact a long time and they represented Impact. Now you don't have anybody except for Abyss, and you're not going to put him against Abyss. Sanjay Dutt would be the second one, or even Petey Williams, but they're not the same size.
Exactly. Wow, that's good. Yeah.
Oh. We'll see. Then we had a vignette for the Desi Hit Squad. They are finally, next week, I think it is, making their Impact debut. We've seen them on One Night Onlys and Twitch specials, but they're actually going to be in Impact.
I think that could be quite interesting. Because they're not really that bad, but they're not really that good either. So I think we have some good potential. Right?
Yeah. Then we had the GWN moment of the week, which was one that we've seen. You've seen this one. It was Sanjay Dutt versus Low Ki in India. Which wasn't much. It was when Sanjay Dutt won the X Division Championship, but it also made me miss Low Ki a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what a wrestler! Absolutely. And you don't unique, you don't find. I mean, and then he comes with his suit, red tie, looks like a hitman. You don't see that.
He looks like the Hitman.
Oh yeah, we have this.
From the video game.
Yeah, from the.
Right.
Isn't there a film as well? No?
Yeah, there's two movies, I think, too.
Yeah, from this video game.
Yeah. Okay. They're emptying garbage outside. I don't know if you hear it.
Okay, I thought it was a coffee machine, but okay.
No, it's the garbage truck. Anyway, then we have the main event: OVE versus Phantasma and Pentagon Jr. How did you like this?
I mean, I would say that was the best match out of all of them. Like hard hitting to the max, as well as fast paced. There were baseball bats, chairs, and
just everything.
People getting strike left and right. Yeah. So that was I really enjoyed it, and it was a long match. You could actually relax. It's not only 10 minutes here and there, and then it's done.
No.
Long match.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a long, good match, hard hitting. In the end, Pentagon Jr. hits the Pentagon Driver on one of the Christ brothers, and Sammy comes in and attacks Pentagon. OV tried to remove his mask. Actually, they had part of it off, but Phantasma in for the save.
I don't understand why it's so not cool to take off the mask. It's like Josh was saying oh, you don't do that. That's not respectful.
Well, I mean, the deal is that in Mexico, they don't take off their masks. You don't. A lot of people like the old school wrestlers, Mexican wrestlers who wore their masks all the time. Even like they'd go to like out in public, they would wear their mask. They would go to parties dressed in a suit wearing their mask because that was their identity. And a lot of times, like I think with Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix both, nobody knows their real name. It's not been released. They don't. And if you look at Instagram and whenever you see like Pentagon, if he puts something up, he's always got, even when he's not in his outfit, he's always got his face hidden. And that's just what you do. And a lot of it has to do with that it hasn't always been accepted to be a wrestler, and especially in Mexico. So when you had a mask, but it also had, some might say it goes back to older traditions, but.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so that's okay. So it's not so you're disrespectful if you're trying to take it off, and obviously OBE they don't give a damn. So
Exactly.
you're always going to go for it. Interesting.
So that's the whole deal with that. Well, Nick, that was the episode for that week. What would you potentially give it for a rating?
I mean, it was a good episode. I was satisfied. I can't really complain on anything.
No. So are you giving it an A then?
Like a solid B.
B? A B? A solid B? Yeah, I'll give it a B.
A solid B. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you don't want to spend your A's on stuff. What are you going to put an A on then?
Well, I mean, it could get an A, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't the best I've seen in my life, so I don't know. Would you give it an A?
No, I would give it a B. I would give it a B, because you need to step it up to another level if you're going to give it an A. It needs to be almost like the perfect storm somehow.
No, I agree.
Well, Nick, that was the whole deal for today. Maybe we'll talk again another day. We'll talk about Zero Fear, which we both have you finished watching Zero Fear?
Almost. Well, I have that like maybe 20 minutes.
So you basically have like 2 matches left, which would be Austin Aries versus Rich Swann and Moose versus Pentagon versus Eli Drake. And speaking of Eli Drake, he just re-signed with Impact for quite a contract extension, as I understand it.
Well,
there was a discussion of whether he was going to the WWE now because his contract ran out in June, but then he got a contract extension to July, and then they were negotiating, and now he's got a pretty solid contract deal, as I understand it.
Oh, nice, interesting. I mean, they got to keep Eli. I mean, you can't. I mean, you don't let him go.
No, you don't. You can't let him go.
You get for everything.
The thing is that if you let Eli Drake go, there's nobody that can fill his spot. Like, I mean, Austin Aries cuts a good promo. Jimmy Jacobs cuts a good promo, but there's nobody that cuts a promo like Eli Drake.
Boom. There you go.
So
shots fired.
This is good. Well, Nick, you have a pleasant rest of the day, and I will consider getting out of bed.
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah.
Well, for Nick Anderson, my name is Chris Mary Holtman. This has been the Wrestling Guild, and as we said before, you can find us on sltdwrestling.com and all other media outlets.